looks like a breeze.
Yeah, but then the other part of this is that the people that went through all this trouble to fake the moon landing, how would they miss these things? That's the other.
Well, I don't think they thought people would catch it. First of all, you're dealing with a time where there's no VHS tapes. There's no internet, right? So you show it on television once. You get to choose what gets shown and what doesn't get shown. You film a bunch of shit. That's how they got that footage of them inside the craft filming through that circular hole. Because they don't air everything on television, but you have archives. So you have all these archives, and these kooks go through the archives, and they find things like that. Okay, but that doesn't even mean that that was actual moon footage. That could have been some of the training footage.
I'll tell you what would convince me to, not that it's a fake, but at least would make me open to it. One thing that would shake my faith considerably in the moon landing, if Elon Musk were to come out and say, yeah, I don't know about this moon landing thing, then okay, fine. Because, and I'm not saying this is my whole reason for believing it happened, but Elon Musk, first of all, if the moon landing was fake, he knows it was. He knows it was fake.
Sure.
He's the richest man in the world. He's shown zero concern for, propping up official narratives at all.
Right.
So he's a guy that would know if it's faked, there'd be no reason for him to continue that narrative if it was fake. In fact, he could even say, they faked it. I'm going to do it for real. I'll be the first one to go to the moon because they faked it. And he hasn't said that. So I also find that to be pretty compelling. The fact that he, as someone who would know, that's the other problem is that you and I, and most people that talk about this, we have no direct access to knowledge about space. This is all being given to us by other people. So you got to go to people that are working with this stuff. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that he has no time for this theory at all, I also find to be persuasive.
It's good. It is persuasive, definitely. But also, he has a contract with NASA, and he has to be very careful about what he says and does. And for him to say something incredibly insane, like we never went to the moon, even if he believes it, that would be a big risk with zero reward, because there's no way to prove, as you've said, there's no way to prove that we didn't go to the moon. And to say that we didn't go to the moon is a kook take. Like, that's what the fuck is wrong with you? You can say stupid things like that when you're a comedian who's a podcast host. But if you have contracts with NASA and you run SpaceX and you are legitimately making some of the greatest breakthroughs in space travel that human beings have ever known, like what they're doing with those Falcons when they have them land, fucking insane. Insane. Come back and land. I mean, we've never been able to do that before, and it's all because of Elon. I mean, if he really is going to get people to Mars, something is going to be addressed eventually as to, if they do it and they pull it off and it's easy and comfortable, okay, we probably did it in 1969. If they go to the moon and there's no problem going through the Van Allen radiation belts with no particular insulation other than what the spaceship had, maybe. They probably did it.
Well, I will say, I don't even, the moon landing hoax idea it's barely even a kook take anymore. I think it is, but you're probably in the majority with your take on it. And the last time I talked about this publicly, I got absolutely ripped to shreds. I mean, it felt like 99% against. And it's going to happen again in response to this conversation.
99% against you?
Yeah.
Against your take. So most people think that we didn't go to the moon.
It seems...
Maybe that's your followers, bro. I think if you get the overall internet, it would go the other way. The overall internet, most people would think you're a kook for even entertaining the idea that we never went to the moon.
Maybe, but it seems like it's shifting drastically. And a lot of that is people just have lost all faith in our institutions, which I understand. Yes. So people are... I mean, that was kind of the point of your bit, that is, people are... Once you see that this is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie... Yeah. Exactly. So that is happening. And I'm totally sympathetic to that part of it. But I just think that the moon landing is, there's a lot of good evidence for it. And also, this is an emotional argument.
Yeah, it's an American thing.
It's one of our greatest achievements as Americans.
Sure.
Like, you got to pry that from my cold, dead hand.